Today's shir, Rabbi Yakob is going to teach us something so vital to our avodas Hashem, specifically to our davening. And to me, it was a big chizuk, and to what our davening is and how it works. So let's begin. Parshas ki Savo. The Torah teaches us, Uvanis Hashem mizbeach. When it's time to build a mizbeach l'Hashem Elokecha, mizbeach avonim. Mizbach avonim. You have to build it out of stone. Loisonef aleim barzel. You may not use an iron tool to cut the stones. Rather, avonim shleimos. Tivnaz mizbach Hashem Elokecha. You'll have to use whole stones, unused stones. And on that you shall bring up carbon oiles. V'zavachta shlamim. You'll bring carbon shlamim. V'achalta sham. You'll eat them there. And you will rejoice before Hashem your God. And you will write, inscribe on the stones as kol divrei haTorah, as all of the words of this Torah, be'er heitev. Uvanisa sham mizbeach l'Hashem Elokecha. You have to build a mizbeach there. Now the principle, the first yesod that Rabbi Yaakov teaches us is what is the deeper meaning of avonim. We're familiar with stones as being stones, but on a deeper level, the Torah here is being Remez, is hinting to something else. We find the word stone used to describe words. You're familiar with the concept building blocks. The ABCs are the building blocks, because they build words. And this phrase probably comes from the Sefer Yetzirah. The Sefer Yetzirah was written either by Adam or Avram Avinu, and it's been handed down. And there he just goes through the Aleph Beis, and he says, Shtei Avonim Bainos Shnei Batim. Once you have two letters, Shnei Avonim, two stones, you can build two houses. He means, for example, once you have, let's say, the letters Aleph Beis, so now you have a word, Av. You also have the word Bo. So, Shtei Avonim Bainos Shnei Batim. So we find the Sefer Yetzirah referring to words as stones. We find now with that understanding, we take a look at the pasuk when we refer to the luchos. The luchos are referred to as luchos even, stone tablets, the luchos abris. The luchos that Moshe came down from Har Sinai with were luchos even. The Pashup shot means that they were stones. They were tablets, stone tablets. Rabbi Yaakov says, now we have a deeper understanding of this verse. Luchos even means they were luchos, they were tablets, even, that had words on them, that had letters. Luchos even. What is that idea that letters are stones? And the desire, the Eitz Chaim tells us that from the 22 letters of the Aleph Beis, from our tefillah, from our learning, which are constructed through the words of the Aleph Beis, it actually creates what he says is olamas. It has major effects, like everything that we do has an effect in the upper worlds. These words of tefillah and Torah have an effect in the upper worlds, and it builds things. This is the same way blocks, stones build things in this world. The words, the letters, the words of our tefillah actually affect the upper worlds. Now, let's take a look at this pasuk again and see insight. The pasuk begins with Vanisa Sham. You shall build there mizbeach for Hashem. Uvanisa Sham, the Seifei Tevis, the last letters of the word Uvanisa and Sham are the letters Tam, which have the gematria of 440. Galus is the gematria 439 plus 1, which also gives us 440. So when you read the pasuk and it says Uvanisa Hashem, you'll build there, we're thinking here, we're talking in the Midbar, and you're going to build there, meaning the Beis HaMikdash. Says Rabbi Yaakov, here we have a remez to Galus. Uvanisa Sham, where's there? That's in Galus. When we're Sham, we're scattered there. Uvanisa, how do you build a Mizbeach in Galus? Says the pasuk, Uvanisa Sham Mizbeach Lashem Elekecha. How do you build a Mizbeach? Mizbach Avanim. The way we build a Mizbeach for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when we're in Galus, is through Avanim, through the words of Torah and Tefillah. Through prayer is the way we build a Mizbeach when we're Sham, when we're in Galus. Says Rabbi Yakob, but we have to be very careful when we're building Mizbeach out of words when we're davening. We have to make sure the Torah says, Leisanaf aleihem barzel. Don't place any barzel on them. What is barzel? Says Rabbi Yakob, barzel is the gematria of 240, which is the same as Pesach, which means a hefsek. Don't make any disturbance. Don't make a break in your davening. Your davening can't be, it's got to be an Evan without barzel, without breakage, because if we're going to have a break in our davening, whether through speech or through silence, then we're putting on barzel. But that's not what we need. What kind of stone do we need? Unused stone. The pasuk says, "Avanim shleimos tivna es mizbach Hashem lekecha." You need complete stones, and the reference to that is that our davening needs to be with kavana, because these are avanim. These are the building blocks of our mizbeach, of our altar. Our mizbech, where we're going to bring karbanos, and he says, and if we can do that. If we have avanim shlemas, we have real good tevilah, then ve'alisa alav eilas lashem will be able to offer sacrifices. And more than that, it'll be as if v'zavachta shlamim. It's as if we actually brought sacrifices. V'achalta shem eitim without doing anything, by just davening. Hashea Hanavi tells us, "Unishalma parms vasenu." We can use our lips to complete the cows, to complete the bulls, all the offerings that we're supposed to bring. We're able to bring them through sifasenu, through our lips, through our avanim. But they have to be avanim shleimim. They have to be complete stones. And when we do that, then not only are we building a mizbeach and davening, and as if we're bringing karbanos, but we get both. V'chasafta al avonim, through our stones, through our davening, we'll have kol divrei Torah hazos. How so? So I'm quoting here a Gemara in Menachos. I'm sorry I didn't bring the source. On Daf Tzadik Tes Amid Beis 99b. Rabbi Yochanan Mishum Reb Shimon ben Yochai. Afilu lekara Adam. Kriya Shachris va'arvis, just through davening and saying Kriya Shema of Shachris va'arvis, Kayim, one has fulfilled leyamush sefer Torah zeh mipicha v'yigisa b'yomim v'layla. Avanim. Rabbi Yaakov is teaching us a deeper way to look at this pasuk. This beautiful pasuk, which at the surface. On surface view, is talking about building the Mizbeach in Yerushalayim. Says Rabbi Yaakov, this is a remez to us as how we could build a Mizbeach in Galus, and that's through our avanim, through our tefillah, through our avanim shlemus, through our concentrated, focused tefillah. We should be zeicha to fulfill our tefillahs, and Hashem should be able to take our tefillahs, build a Mizbeach, and be mekayim kol divrei haTorah hazos.